You will have heard the story of Jairus. He mentioned me in it. He did not know my name, and it doesn't matter. What is important is what happened to me. It is something I will never forget. Those of you who have suffered will know what I've gone through. I went from doctor to doctor with no cure. I was losing blood, not once a month, but continuously. This was very shameful for me among my people, the Jews. I had been going from doctor to doctor. The treatments were long and painful and very expensive. I would find that every time I went, my hopes would arise and I would be disappointed again. This had been going on for 12 years. 12 years is a long time, a very long time, I can tell you. I was becoming desperate. Wasn't there anything I could do? Was there no doctor I could go to whom I had not already seen? It was then that I heard about the special man, the man that everybody was talking about, who had special healing powers. It was said that everybody who went to him came back healed. Jesus, they call that man Jesus. He cured all types of sicknesses, the blind, the crippled, the deaf, and would you believe it? He did not ask for any money. So one night, I decided I would go and see that man. There was nothing to lose. Perhaps he would help me as he had helped so many others. My sickness made me very ashamed. How could I speak about it when this man was surrounded by a crowd? It made me very ashamed to talk about it. That night, I came up with an idea. I said to myself, I do not need to speak to this man. If I can just touch the hem of his garment, I will be made well again. I really believed that. On that day, I heard that he was on our side of the lake, and everybody was going out to see him. There were crowds there. The mothers had taken their children to be blessed by him. The sick and the crippled had gone to see him. Many people had gone there to listen to his teachings, but none of them knew why I wanted to be there to see him. Yes, I was hoping that I would return home healed of this horrible condition. But to do that, I had to first reach him. So I made my way up to him through the people. But at that moment, this important man, the president of the synagogue, Jairus, came up to Jesus and he began walking away with him. I didn't want to miss my moment. This was my only chance. So I pushed my way between the people and got up to him. And then I touched the hem of his garment. At that moment, I felt better. Really better. I knew I was cured. I could feel I was cured. I I knew that bleeding had stopped, and it had stopped for good. But at that moment, something happened which I had not expected. Jesus looked around and said,
"Who touched my clothes?"
I didn't want to say anything. His followers looked at him and said, "There are people all around you touching your clothes." Jesus would not leave the matter at that. He knew that a special power had come out of him to heal me. He kept on looking around to see who had touched him. So I had no choice but to show myself. I was trembling. I was so frightened. I threw myself at his feet and told him the whole truth. In front of everybody, I explained why I touched him and how I had been healed. He looked at me. You should have seen the kindness and compassion in his eyes. Then he said to me,
"Courage, my daughter. Your faith has brought you back to health. Go in peace and be free from your complaint."
It seems to me that I can still hear his words now. Jesus has made me a new person. He has given me courage and such relief. The strange thing is that he said it was my faith that had brought me back to health. Don't you find that strange? I know well that it was his power that had brought this healing to me. I have often thought of this since that day. I have often wondered what he meant by those words. Perhaps he meant that if I did not have faith in his powers, I would not have gone to him after all, and I would not have been cured. And of course he was right. It was my faith that cured me. Do you have faith in him? Or perhaps I should not ask such a personal question. But you know, if he could do such things as he's done for me, I would like everybody to have faith in him.